Well, as Lee said in the last video, in this video we will be creating our UVs.
Right, we've already created our vertices, so we can use that list. So we're going to take our base vertices and we're going to loop through it. I'll just call them vertex. We'll define a new U, so U is going to equal vertex dot x divided by. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take our size, we're going to subtract 1 from it, multiply that by spacing, take that whole result and use it to divide x by. Divide it, or so we take x and divide it by the result.
Yeah, I
I
was
can
about to
say
say
that,
X
right?
is already on the other side.
Yeah, I was just trying to say, how do you really say that? So we're going to take x and we're going to divide that by size minus 1 times spacing. Basically, what we're doing is we know that x at its leftmost is going to be something like 0. And at the most, it can only be, size minus 1 times spacing. So what we're trying to do here is to adjust it such that we're going to end up in a 0 to 1. Now, if we were to go with just this, it wouldn't work. You got an idea why it wouldn't work? That was a question.
That was a question?
Yeah, for you.
Oh, what were you saying?
It's like okay. Basically, the whole idea of this is to take our vertex x and map it to a 0 to 1 space. So we know that 0 is obviously 0. The max that vertex x could ever possibly be is going to be size minus 1. Size is, by right now, 9. So minus 1 is 8. Spacing is 4. So 8 times 4 is, what is that,
32.
32. So the most that it could be is 32. So if we're vertex, we want U to be between 0 and 1, not 0 and 32. But as this is written, we won't get what we expect. I was just wondering if you knew why.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Don't ask me to do math
I
at
know, but I had to put
3
you
in
on
the
the
morning.
spot because I knew it was getting early. Keep you awake. But no, the reason why is we are offsetting our vertices by half the size of the overall thing. So vertex, in this particular case, is going to go from negative 16 to positive 16. So we're going to take negative 16 and divide it by spacing, which is going to yield negative 0.5 to 0.5 instead of 0 to 1. So we have to take the offset that we're using here
Mm-hmm.
and recalculate it in UVs, and then we'll have to add our offset. So we're de-offsetting our vertex location so that we can then make sure that what we get back out is a 0 to 1 space. We'll take this whole thing, duplicate it, paste it, change this to be V. Instead of Z or X, we'll use Z. The rest of that part is going to stay the same. And then we're going to, for fun, take debug.log, log, and I'm going to do U equals 0, V equals 1, and we'll send in U and V. So I'm going to debug this to make sure that we're getting what I think we should be getting. Just to be safe, I've got this commented out, so we're not going to draw our little pretty spheres. And I look at all my numbers. I go from 0, 0, all the way up. And I end up
Right, there was one of them. Yep,
all the way up to 1, 1. So just to prove what I was saying, to make sure I wasn't completely out to lunch, is if I take offset and I set it to 0 here, and then we run it again, we end up at 0.5 and 0.5, and we start off at negative 0.5, negative 0.5.
Gotcha.
So that's why we're adjusting by offset again for the UVs. So we know that's working. So now we can take our base UVs and we can add a new vector 2. Now, normally you would think that we just do u comma v. Now, if you guys remember back to when we were talking about tangents, we need to inverse this to make our tangents work right. So everything lines up and matches with the way Unity calculates tangents and UVs. So I'm going to just invert these. So we'll use 1 minus u and 1 minus v. That will invert our UVs. And I believe that would be it for create UVs.
All right, excellent. All right, well, we'll go ahead and wrap up this short video, and in the next we will get
Oh, hold up, we can't
Wait.
yet. Nope, nope.
What do you... Oh,
Look.
that'd have been
You left
bad.
it at 0. Could you believe that?
You left it? I didn't comment it out. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you guys over in the next video. Thanks a lot.